Johan Kleis, Digital Automation Coach. Are you, as an entrepreneur, marketing team or agency, looking to build landing pages? Well, join me for this in-depth tutorial review of Instapage. You will see that when you're on the Instapage homepage, that on the upper right you will be able to sign up for the service. Since I've already done that, I will simply log in and access my Instapage Dashboard, where I keep all my projects and landing pages. So as you see up here, I have my personal project, and in your personal project you will be able to create your groups, which are kind of folders where you can store your pages that you have built. So up here I'm going to create a new page together with you, and you will notice that you can create a page in 3 different ways. First, you can upload an Instapage file, you can import a page, or you can pick from a template. And as you will see, you have a whole bunch of templates to pick from. You can select one and even preview it before deciding to use it as a landing page. But what's quite interesting is also that you can filter these pages to select templates with click-through pages, or when you would like to organize a webinar and you need a webinar landing page, you can easily select these filters and preview these pages. I would like, together with you, build a page so that we can discover what is actually possible in Instapage. So we're going to start as from a blank page. The page we're going to build together is actually this page. It is a kind of home page, and the home page is also a landing page. So this is the page that we're going to create. And I also challenged myself a little bit because I would like to know how forms work in Instapage. So I added a kind of lead magnet for downloading an ebook. So let's start by creating this page. First thing we're going to do is verify our page settings for this blank canvas. So we will decide on a page background. You can decide on a color, on a column color. So this is something that you can set before starting the design of your landing page. What's also important is to decide on the fonts that you would like to use on the page. We're going to use Open Sans, which is the default font which is proposed up here. SEO, quite interesting, is that you will have to fill in the page title and the meta description and the keywords for the page for search engine optimization. Then we have social info. Perhaps you would like to share the page later on social platforms. You have additional settings with regarding to conversions. You have also analytics integration. Further, you will see up here when you set your page that you will be able to add additional HTML and CSS. But okay, all this we don't need. But the last thing that I would like to stress is the fact that there is also version management in the Instapage solution. So this means that the history will enable us to fall back when we want to revert to a previous version of the landing page. So let's start the creation of that page, and as you see up here we have 1, 2, 3 sections, so we can already start with that. And as you see up here we have these 2 sections already available. The first one, we're going to edit that, and as you can see we can select a background color, and we're going to pick that blue color and confirm. So up here we have our first section. As you see up here we can also add images. I have prepared a folder, so let's upload that folder with all the images we will need to create that page. So these are all the images that I need, and I will select them all and add them in my image container. Okay, so here is the logo. I can give it a description, and we can of course insert the image. We can customize and use the anchor points to reduce the image size of that logo. Then I have a second section where I would like to have that text. So we're going the second section and give that one a background color. So let's pick the gray one here and reduce it as well. But this time we're going to put the text title, and by clicking on headline you will be able to put the text, and we're going to speed up the things. So we're going to simply select the text here and copy paste the text. You can delete the element, you can copy or duplicate it, eventually arrange it. You can add some CSS on the element, or change the font settings for that element, and also edit the element, which you can also do when you double click. I will have immediately the edit settings for the text. So let's paste the text, and we're going to align it center like that. And now we're going to give the text also some color. So we need definitely that blue. And if you recall well, you will see that there is some light blue up here. So let's do the same. So we can here select marketing automations and put that part in a lighter blue. And we're going to do the same with this text. And when you click on section button, you will be able to add a new section. You can edit the section, and this time we're going to add an image. And we would like to have that image here. So we're going to give that an alternate text and save, and we're going to insert it into our section. We will need to stretch it a little bit longer, the size. And as you can see, the positioning is not quite accurate. When you have your section edited, that for an image you will be able to change the way it is displayed. You could have a normal display, you could have it stretched. You can always add an overlay color on that image. So if you say I would like to have it less dark, you can easily select a color by which you can make it more bluish or reddish or whatever color you would like. I'm not interested in that overlay, but I just wanted to illustrate. So, okay, this is again a section. Now we're going to add our fourth section, and this time we're going to do something special. I would like to make this with that button so that we can have that light box. So let's head over to the application, the Instapage application, and add that box. So in this section, we're going to put this time a shape. This one is going to be a box. So let's put another background color in the box by editing that element and picking another blue color. I will also change the corner radius of that box, so let's put that on 15. And now we're going to add a text that we can copy from the page here. So now you need to add that button. When you go to that button icon, there pops up a button element which you can drag right within that box, double clicking the element, and then you will see up here button text. I want to know. And as you see, you can change the font of the button, perhaps the font size, the color. Perhaps you want another hover color and have some 3D effect or drop shadow. This is all customizable. So I have done that. I would like perhaps to have the font size a little bit larger. So let's pick 20. We can now select all these elements by dragging over it. You will see that you can select the 3 elements together, and you can group these if you like, and so that we can drag them all at once up here over. So this is our section with regarding to that button. We will also need to assign an action to that button. You will need to select the individual button element, and you see up here that you can delete it, you can make a duplicate of it, you can arrange it, but we can also have an event assigned to that button, eventually add some styling for that button. But we need a link to a pop-up that we want to show when the button is clicked. So up here now we can add an image for our lead magnet. So we have that book that we would like to display on that form. Of course, the display of the header by putting a headline, positioning it, and as you see that there are guides that align our elements with pixel precision, which is something that I really like in Instapage. So you will need to paste up here the title, and once you click that element you can stretch it a little bit more, and eventually you can also change the color. Now next is the form element that we will need. So up there you have a form icon, and up here you see now this element appearing. We're going to make it a little bit larger like that. We can now adapt the color of the button by clicking on that button, adapt the button style. So this will appear up here. The button font keeps the same. The font size, we're going to leave it like that. So perhaps we can change the button color and pick some more black color, keep the hover effect, and give it some kind of drop shadow effect or a border effect, or really make it glossy, which is also very nice to experience in the page. Let's return to the page, and now we're going to put some headline text up here. So on that home page here, we're going to select this text and simply add that headline element on the page. You will need to stretch it, and we're going to double click so that we can paste in the text, which is a little bit too large in font size. So you need to adapt the font size and organize the alignment of your text. So this is done. What we will need now to do is in fact head over to the next section, which is that blue part. So again, section, and adding a new one, and we're going to edit it and give that a blue light color, and then we will need to add some headline text again that we're going to stretch to make sure that we can align the positioning of the text. And this headline, we're going to copy in fact this headline text and paste it over. So it's quite straightforward when you have already that landing page built previously, but I want to show you really the progression of the page. So up here we have build, design and implement. Again, we're going to add these text as headlines. We're going to need 3 of them, so we're going to duplicate this element, and so that we can position it thanks to these guidelines. So we have build, design and implement. We're going to position that in the center, adapt the font size. Now we will need these 3 icons, so I will upload the images of the building, the pencil, and we will also need the 3rd image, suitcase. So now perhaps we can reduce the images a little bit and position them. Eventually you can use this text here. So we're going to make life easy. just select the descriptions and let's paste them up here. And now we're going to continue and look, what we need now is an image. So I will show you how we can again put that image, but as from there I will speed up the recording so it will be in silent mode so that you can follow along. See you later. So this is our landing page, and the last thing that we can do is preview the page. When you are in preview mode in Instapage, you will see that you have some interesting options. First, you can have multiple variations of the same page. In example, if you want to do A/B testing and check which page is most successful, remember, this landing page has a call to action, but you could actually display your call to action in different ways. In example, use a video element instead of this text and check which variation of that same page is most successful. You can also preview your landing page for mobile. You can also activate comment mode. Remember, Instapage is for marketing teams and agencies, so you can actually organize commenting and conversation with team members, but also with your customers. So when activating this, you can actually select an element and ask for feedback. So in example, you could mention your customer and ask for more insights with regarding to this element. And you also have a heat map mode, which means that once the page has been published, you can actually also check which parts of the page are most attracting to visitors. And then the share function, which will enable you to share the page with my customer. So what you're going to do, in fact, is going to fill in the email of your customer. So let's do that and simulate a conversation. Eventually you can password protect your page, but we're simply going to invite. I have prepared my mailbox. Let's check what we're going to see when we open the mail. The customer has received the Instapage invite to join the page, and when he clicks on that URL in the email, he will land on that page and he's immediately in conversation mode. So the customer can check the design of that page. Once he has commented, he will fill in his email to introduce himself to the team, and then he can continue. Once he has done that, you will see that when I switch back to comment mode, I see up on the left that there is a comment from the customer, and when I click in the conversation panel, it will jump immediately straight to the part of the page where the customer has put the comment. And as you see up here, this paragraph needs to be revised, so I can do the things he requested, and once that I have done that, I can give him an answer and say, okay, this has been reviewed. Up here you see really how team collaboration is organized right as from within Instapage. You can also have a preview in mobile. So when you have a look at your page, you will see, unfortunately, that a lot of the things are a little bit muddled up. So you will need, in fact, to go into edit mode and adapt and reposition the elements for mobile only. So now we have a great display for mobile users as well. But there's one more thing. You will need to tie your pop-up, your form with your email service provider that will manage the data that has been submitted. When you double click that button and you edit your pop-up, you will see that we have played with the button style earlier. We have also customized our form, but what we didn't look at is the submission. What do we want to happen when the form is submitted? And here we have different options. By default, there will be a thank you message, but you can also decide to redirect the person to a specified page, whether it would be an Instapage or eventually a page outside the Instapage environment. You can also decide on having your document download immediately available after the submit. In an example, you will file upload your lead magnet up here or indicate the URL where the file can be downloaded from. As soon as the form has been submitted, the file will be downloaded. Another important thing is integrating the form with a third-party email service provider, a CRM, or eventually also a third-party application like Zapier, where you can in fact move your information from one web application to another web application. So as you see up here, Active Campaign, you will need to fill in the API keys and the API URLs in order to connect the form to your email service provider. So it's simply copy pasting the API keys. Same for other applications like MailChimp or ConvertKit. But note that I have courses on the matter of connecting the submit button. Now let's return to our dashboard to check out your personal project. And when you are in your dashboard, you will see that you have your personal project and your folders and your pages that you have built, but you will notice that you can create additional sub-accounts. And this is quite interesting when you're working for customers. You can create different sub-accounts for each, and for each sub-account, organize the team members for that sub-account. Domain integration will be important so that you can upload the pages immediately integrated to their domain. Another integration which is important for customers as well is integration of your pages with a CMS. So it means that the pages that you have made in Instapage can be integrated in WordPress or Drupal or hosted at Instapage. You can of course integrate the analytics of your customer, and for each individual, for each sub-account, you can organize the integration of your Instapages with email service providers or CRMs. So this was our Instapage tutorial tour. If you are a marketing team, if you are an agency working with lots of customers, then Instapage is definitely a solution which you need to look at.